Alright guys, so I'm here with my 3DS review. I'm going to talk a little bit about the system. I've spent a couple days with it. I've definitely played a lot with it. As you can see from my pile of games over there, I did pick up a third Nintendo 3DS game. I went ahead and took off WWE All-Stars from my list of 15, and I picked up another 3DS game. Steel Diver is running, or at least in the 3DS now, so you can kind of see that on the screen. And I played with the system for a couple days, and I want to tell you my full impressions of it. Well, first, I want to start with the 3DS is awesome. That's it. So go buy it. Nah, I'm only kidding. I do have a lot more to say, but I do want to say for sure that Nintendo has totally surprised me with the system. I expected a 3D system, but they really, really blew me out of the water. Looking at the picture, it's amazing. So I'm going to talk about the pros and cons. The first pro is the 3D effect is awesome. It really surprised me as how good it was. I haven't had any headaches or anything like that, but sometimes, especially during Pilotwings Resort, I do need to lower the 3D effect so that if I move the system it doesn't blur as bad. But that's really why the slider is there, which is nice that you can turn the 3D off and lower the effect. The built-in software also blew my mind. The AR cards are so much fun to play with, and I really hope they expand on that idea. I like the arrow shooting game, the ball shot game, and the fishing and graffiti. Each of the games feature a dragon boss at the end, and I swear the effect is so impressive. As you're playing it, you'll be actually looking around the screen of the Nintendo DS to see if it's actually happening. The way that it actually alters your couch, or your pant leg, or your table, or the environment that you place a card on is amazing. The other built-in software that's really awesome is Face Raiders. This is probably the biggest surprise. Really, it's just a little mini game where you take a picture of your face and you shoot yourself with tennis balls. But it's a lot of fun, and seeing your face floating in a Viking-like boss helmet really made me laugh. Mii's, and more Mii's. The Mii creator has added options compared to the Wii, so you can make more advanced Mii's. But the best part about the Mii creator in this is you can take a picture of yourself and it'll make a Mii for you. And I think it looks a lot like the person it's taking a picture of. I think it does a really good job. The online is also stepped up on the device. You have a master friends list where you can see all your friends online. As you can see, all my friends here. You can see what your friends are playing. Here's Tony Yippee. He's playing Pilotwings Resort right now. And once you share your friend code, it doesn't matter what game you're playing, it'll automatically link you to online. I really, really like that. The analog pad is another thing I wanted to talk about. Where has this pad been for the last, I don't know, DS came out in 2004, so 7 years of the Nintendo DS. The analog pad is amazing. It really adds something to the gameplay, and I really, really like it. The motion control system, or the gyroscope in the system, is really great too, and I find that it's very intuitive, especially when playing the AR games. And Steel Diver, the moving around, it's so intuitive, it's much, much more accurate than the Wii Motion Plus. Really well done. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, it's not really a pro or a con, but a lot of people have been discussing it, and that's the battery life. The battery life on this system, and I've timed it, is actually longer than my PSP 3000. It has about an hour on the PSP 3000. So, all in all, with the 3D on, with the wireless on, it still lasts an hour longer than the PSP 3000. And really, what more can you expect? It's not perfect, it's not as long as the DSi XL, but it is longer than the PSP. Now I'm going to get to the cons. The biggest one for me is the sound. Now, if you plug your DS into a stereo or use headphones, it really makes the experience special, but the speakers in the 3DS itself are just not up to par with the ones in the DSi XL. The device sounds good, but I feel like it should be louder. Also, we're going to talk about the launch lineup. It's, well, meh. There's games out there that are good, but there's nothing that's going to be a system buyer for you. If you're going to buy the system, you're going to buy the system for what it is. I don't think there's any games in the launch lineup that anyone has to buy the system just to play. Hopefully that gets better when Zelda Ocarina of Time comes out. If you're waiting for Zelda Ocarina of Time to come out to buy the system, I totally understand. Now, the DSi XL, in my opinion, is a piece of art. It plays DS games so well and makes this experience so great. It's probably one of Nintendo's best pieces of hardware that they put out in quite some time. When I put a regular Nintendo DS game into the 3DS, I found I was a little disappointed with the way it rendered the graphics. The size of the bottom screen especially is a little bit smaller because of this bar. It letterboxes it, or you can stretch it, neither of which I found were really good. But overall, the 3DS games look awesome, but the Nintendo DS games, not as good as on the DSi XL. The hardware itself also has some nitpicky points that I wanted to talk about. The 3DS slider here actually feels a bit cheap. It really feels like it's going to fall off. I'm not a huge fan of the volume slider either. I wish that it was a rocker. And the DS pen stylus at the back here, I kind of really wish it was on the side so I could just grab it. I find it's very awkward to grab at the back. However, I do like that they've added the ability to turn the wireless feature off. And some people have complained about these buttons here, but I really like the home, start, and select buttons. Also, it does take a while for the system to power on. Overall, the system is really good, but if you're not a fan of the games that are out, it's not going to be a purchase for you right away. Some of the features of the 3DS are nice, and I can see where they will be improved in the future. I can't wait for the May update when we get the shop channel and we have the Game Boy Virtual Console. That's a big seller for me, as well as the web browser and hopefully a chat system for the friends list. What you need to do is actually see the device in action. Once you see the 3DS and you see the graphics, you will know immediately that the next generation of handhelds is here. Now I'm going to talk quickly about the games. Pilot Wings Resort, really good game, awesome 3D effect. Steel Diver, really good game as well. I really like this title. I like the strategy. The Steel Commander mode is awesome. And then the last one that I picked up yesterday, Super Street Fighter 4. I picked this up into the WWE All-Stars because everyone who has a 3DS pretty much has this game, and it's allowed me to play online. This is one of the games I have that's online compatible, and the online is smooth. This game is also very awesome. Alright guys, so that's my review of the 3DS. Let me know what you think if you picked one up, and if you didn't pick one up, let me know what you think about the system if you've seen it in real life. Thanks for watching.